All right, let's get right into it. What if I told you the next great global conflict wasn't about aircraft carriers or stealth bombers, but about simple math? Seriously, what if a country could figure out a way to bankrupt a superpower, not with military might, but with a calculator? It sounds like something out of a movie, I know, but this financial battlefield is very, very real. Let me show you what I mean.
It sounds ridiculous, right? I mean, come on. But this isn't just some hypothetical question. It's the central pillar of a real-world strategy that is so brilliantly simple it's causing absolute chaos for military planners. This, right here, is the story of a war of wallets. So, let's meet our two main players. In one corner, you've got Iran. Not the richest nation, definitely not the most technologically advanced military, but they have a very, very clever plan. And in the other corner, you have the United States, with the most powerful and expensive military in the history of the world. But here's the thing, this isn't a fistfight, it's a battle of wits. And it all kicks off with an economic mismatch that is just staggering.
I mean, just look at this imbalance. It's insane. Iran's main weapon here is a drone that costs about 50 grand. That's pocket change in military terms. They can churn these things out like crazy and, get this, launch them from the back of a pickup truck. America's answer? A $2 million missile, fired from a system that is complex. There aren't many of them, and it's basically a sitting duck. You can already see where this is going, can't you? Okay, let's do the math, because this is where it gets really wild. Every single time Iran launches a $50,000 drone, the US has to fire a $2 million missile, sometimes two of them, to take it down. That's a 40-to-1 cost disadvantage minimum. So you have to ask yourself, who runs out of money first? That's not a side effect of the strategy. That is the strategy. Bleed the treasury dry, one cheap drone at a time.
One of the analysts looking into this just hit the nail on the head. They said, it's like using a diamond sword to swat a mosquito. Sure, you'll probably get the mosquito, but you're shattering your own fortune to do it. It's a losing game. It's totally unsustainable. So the big question is, why is America stuck in this trap? Why can't it just build a cheaper fly swatter?
Well, believe it or not, the answer goes back decades. It's a trap America literally built for itself, born out of a completely different kind of fight, the Cold War. Think about it. During the Cold War, the US and the Soviet Union couldn't actually go to war, because of the whole nuclear apocalypse thing. So they just postured, they flexed. They built these gigantic, shiny, incredibly expensive weapon systems not to be practical, but to look intimidating. Cost didn't matter. Looking scary did. Well, that mindset never really left. And now the military is saddled with these expensive habits in a world full of cheap, disposable, and very real threats. And let's be honest, there's a much more cynical reason too: money. The whole system is incentivized to be expensive. A defense contractor makes way more money on a $2 million missile than on a $20,000 one. Politicians get bigger campaign donations. Generals get more prestigious projects. Everyone gets a bigger slice of the pie when the pie is huge. There is simply no real incentive to innovate and build cheap, effective stuff. It's a trap of their own design. Okay, so we've got cheap drones facing off against a defense system that's basically designed to be expensive. But what are these drones actually aiming for? It's not just about military targets. The real target is much, much scarier. It's an invisible vulnerability that could bring an entire region to a grinding halt. We're talking about water. Now, to really get this, you need to understand a term called water stress. It's pretty simple. It's a score that compares how much water a country uses to how much it gets naturally from rain and rivers. Anything over 100% is really, really bad. It means you are officially using more water than nature gives you. You're living on borrowed time. And the numbers for this part of the world, they're just off the charts. Let's just start with Egypt. Their water stress level is over 6,000%. To put that into perspective, for every 1 gallon of water nature provides, Egypt is using 64 gallons. That is a nation literally surviving on an artificial water supply. Then you look at a major player like Saudi Arabia. Their number jumps to nearly 9,000%. I mean, we're going from a crisis to something that's almost hard to even wrap your head around. It's a state of permanent technological life support. And then you have Dubai at a mind-blowing 17,000%. Let me try to make that make sense. Imagine your house gets 1 glass of water from the tap each day, but your family needs 170 glasses just to get by. Where on earth does the rest of it come from? It comes from these massive factories on the coast called desalination plants. They suck in ocean water and make it drinkable. And that, right there, is the water bomb. These plants are the literal jugular vein for these nations. One well-placed $50,000 drone could take one out and cut off the water supply for millions of people. No water, no society. It's an unbelievable weak point. But here's the twist. Creating a humanitarian crisis by hitting the water supply, that's not even the ultimate goal. It's just a step. The real endgame of this entire strategy is much bigger, and it connects the deserts of the Middle East directly to Wall Street. Iran isn't just targeting water plants, it's targeting the U.S. economy itself. So you have to understand this financial pipeline. The wealthy Gulf nations, the GCC countries, they sell their oil to the world, and they get paid in U.S. dollars. Then they take those billions and billions of petrodollars, and what do? They pour it right back into the American stock market. It's this massive, constant river of cash that props up America's biggest companies and really the entire U.S. economy. And this dependence is dangerously focused. Get this, just 7 huge tech companies, you know the ones, your Apples, Microsofts, Nvidias, are responsible for a massive chunk of the entire stock market's value. And guess who some of the biggest outside investors are in those 7 companies? You got it, the GCC nations. Now you see the Achilles heel. If that river of money suddenly gets dammed up, and that is the whole plan, that's the endgame. If Iran can stir up enough chaos in the Gulf, hit the oil fields, hit the water plants, make the region unstable, those GCC countries have to spend their money defending themselves, not investing in the S&P 500. The river of petrodollars dries up, the big 7 stocks tumble, and they take the entire American economy down with them. Iran wins, without ever having to fire a single missile at the United States. Now, this isn't happening in a vacuum. The rest of the world is watching very, very closely. These regional moves are causing massive ripple effects, turning the whole world into a giant high-stakes chessboard. You can really boil this whole thing down to 2 completely opposite strategies. On the one hand, you have America and its allies. Their goal is simple: maintain the status quo, keep the Gulf stable, keep the oil pumping, keep that money flowing into the stock market. On the other side, Iran's goal is to burn the whole system down, create chaos, turn off the money tap, and rally opposition against the U.S. They are 2 plans that simply cannot coexist. And the other major powers are being forced to choose a side. Europe is basically locked in with the U.S. because they desperately need that Gulf energy. Russia sees Iran as a vital partner and can't afford to let it collapse. And then there's China. What's China doing? It's playing it cool, staying neutral, ready to swoop in and make a deal with whoever's left standing. Everyone has a stake in this game. And all of this brings us right back to that first fundamental question. It forces us to ask, what does it even mean to be powerful in the 21st century? Is it having the fanciest, most expensive missile? Or is it knowing how to attack your opponent's economy, their water supply, their hidden financial dependencies? In this new era of conflict, the battlefield isn't just land, sea, and air. It's the stock market. And the most dangerous weapon might just be a calculator.